Hello and welcome to Everyday Linux User. In today's video we are looking at Ubuntu Cinnamon. Now if you are a Linux Mint user then you may think that this looks a lot like Linux Mint, and it does because it's the same desktop that Linux Mint uses. Now Ubuntu Cinnamon is for all those people that want to use Ubuntu but for whatever reason they can't use or don't want to use GNOME, and they don't want to use KDE with Kubuntu. So reasons you might want to use Cinnamon over GNOME and KDE is that Cinnamon is still on X11 and not using Wayland, so you get the modern desktop interface without moving over to Wayland. So that's the plus point. So in this video we're going to look at why you might want to use Ubuntu Cinnamon over using Linux Mint, or why you may not. So I've installed Ubuntu Cinnamon here, and I'll show you now how to install it. Now installing Ubuntu Cinnamon is fairly straightforward. All you have to do is install Ventoy and put the Ubuntu Cinnamon ISO file onto the USB drive, and then you boot into it, and then you just double click on this install icon here. I have guides showing how to create Ventoy drives if you need one, but it follows a very similar format to the actual Ubuntu installer. So you choose your language, accessibility options, select your keyboard layout, connect to the internet, which we will do, and then you can choose interactive, automated, or automated with landscape. For the average user it's always the top option. Don't mess around with these are more for system admins. And then you can choose which apps you'd like to start with. You can have minimized, which is Ubuntu with hardly any software at all, or you can go for the full Cinnamon desktop, which is what I am doing here. Then you can install recommended proprietary software. I recommend ticking both these boxes. Then you can choose where you want to install it, so you can install alongside other operating systems, you can erase and install Ubuntu, various options. You can see here I've got lots of options because at this moment in time I have installed every version of Ubuntu there is on my drive, so it makes it very difficult for me to do this. I'm going to go for a manual installation, and you can see I've got this free space here, so I'm going to click this. Click add, and we mount that to home like that. I'm just going to use the rest of the drive space that's empty, and then it's going to ask where the bootloader is. It's here, so we're just going to use that, and we'll click next, and then you create an account. Then we click next. Choose where you are in the world, so you can click anywhere on the map or just choose from this location here, and then it's ready to install, and you just click the install button, and when it's finished installing, which takes about 15 to 20 minutes, restart your computer, remove the USB drive, and you should be able to boot straight into Ubuntu Cinnamon. And once the installation is finished and you've rebooted, you will then want to set up your hardware to make sure that works. So because it's Ubuntu based, it's all very seamless. It should work straight away. So for instance, if you want to connect to the internet, you go down here and your Wi-Fi networks are there. And if you want Bluetooth, you can see there's a Bluetooth icon down here. It's currently disabled, but if I click here, I can turn that on, and you can see I've already connected to this previously and it connects automatically, but if you want to find a new one you just click search and it will appear. So we close that down. If you want to look at printers, because it's Cinnamon, you've got a printer icon on the system tray there, and you can see my printer's already been found, but you can just click into printers and you can see you can add other printers there if you so wish. So hardware seamless under Ubuntu Cinnamon because it's Ubuntu under the hood. Now applications, I'm going to show you the applications. Some of them I've installed myself already, but essentially if we go up here and we look at accessories, you've got basic tools that you'd expect, like the ability to back up, you've got calculators, you've got disk tool, file manager, you've got fonts, you've got notes taking tool and a text editor, a screenshot tool, all the things you'd expect. Wine Tricks I've installed for playing a game that I want to play. Under games, you've got a good set of basic games to start off with. I've installed SimCity 2000, which is the game that I was talking about. Under graphics, we've got Eye of Gnome, you've got GIMP, which is an image editing program. We've got LibreOffice Draw, Shotwell for which is a photo manager, Events, which is your PDF viewer. So under Internet, I've installed Chrome. I'll show you how I did that later on. And we've got Firefox, which is your default web browser. You've got HexChat and Pigeon, which are both IRC chat tools. Ramina is a remote desktop tool, so you can remote onto other computers. Thunderbird is an email client. Transmission is a BitTorrent client. And then you've got the VNC server down here. Under Office, we've got the full LibreOffice suite and a calendar. And under sound and video, I'll go through these briefly. Vocero is a CD writing tool. You've got a webcam tool. I've installed both Flowblade and Kdenlive. I've also installed OBS Studio. But you get Rhythmbox, which is a music audio player, sound juicer, sound recorder. Then I've installed Spotify, and then you get the videos tools. So that's the basic set of tools that you get. So if you want to go into software, you just type software here and you click this, and this takes you into the software center. If you want to update, you go into here and then you can install updates. You can see I've got a couple to go, and I need to update these applications as well. I won't do that here. If you want to install applications, it's simply a case of searching for them. So for instance, if you want Steam, you search for Steam and you get the Steam installer. If you want something like a different audio player, I don't know, Strawberry perhaps, you've got the Strawberry music player, and you'll see that I installed Spotify earlier on, and so that's there, and you saw that I installed Kdenlive, and that's there as well. So if you want to install something, you just click into it, and there's an install button there, but because it's already installed, it's giving me the option to uninstall. Now you'll see there's a drop down here, and that tells you the version you've got. So it's the Snap version. If you want the Debian version, you can just click that and install. So if I click that, I've now got the ability to install that if I want to. Now one thing you haven't got is Chrome in this search menu here. That's not available as a default app. So if you want Chrome, what you have to do is go to Chrome, go to the download page, and you click downloads, and then you do Ubuntu like this, accept and install. So if I show all downloads now, I will close this, we don't need it anymore. And what you do is double click, and then you open it with software install like this. Now hopefully it should say it's already installed, because I have obviously got it installed already. And yeah, you can see it says open rather than install. But for you, it should say install, and you just click install and enter your password. So that's how you install applications. The next thing we're going to look at is customization. You'll see I've customized mine a little bit already. So you want to go into settings. Let's look at this taskbar first, because this isn't the default look. I've added these applications onto the panel here. And the way you do that is you go in, and for instance, if you want to add videos, you just right click and add to panel, and then it appears there. So the ones I recommend, obviously put in the software manager, and I recommend putting settings here as well, and just right click, add to panel. So with that added, you can just click here. So let's look at, you can see my wallpaper, that's not default to Ubuntu. I've installed that one. If you want to change your wallpaper, right click, change desktop background. And then there's a whole set of them that come with Ubuntu. It's a bit slow. So you can see you got these ones here. So I think the default is probably this one, something like that. So that's what you'd expect to see as your default wallpaper. But could easily be something like this as well. But to add your own one, you just click plus, find the folder where your picture is, and click open there, and then you go down to that folder, and then you pick the one that you want. which is how I ended up with the GTA one like that. Now, obviously, I created that using AI. It's not a standard wallpaper. So you can do that within ChatGPT. Just ask for a wallpaper and get it to design it however you want it to be. So the next thing we'll look at is, we've gone into the settings, look at themes. So you can change the desktop theme. You can see I've installed that new Minty one, but by default I think it's this Yaru one that you get, like this, or it might be a Yaru sort of like cinnamon dark theme like this that you'll see out of the box. But you can change the themes here. You can add and remove themes, and you can see you get this thing about error accessing the server. That's what I was getting yesterday. It's a little bit better today, at least it's showing them. But it's worth noting I had to make a change, and this is a key change, otherwise this will never show up. And what you have to do is, I'm going to minimize this so you can see, and we'll open up the terminal. You want sudo nano, and this path here, I'll put this in the show notes, is user share cinnamon-settings/bin/extension.core. You might not want to use nano because obviously that's quite a technical tool, but you can do sudo gedit, type in the password, that opens it here, and search for, and you basically want to go to line 770. So go to line 770, and you want to type in exactly this line here. So at the moment it will say gtk.label self.score. You need to put this label equals str around it, save the file just by saving there, and then you need to restart the Cinnamon desktop. And the way you do that is, well, you can either log out and log back in, or you press Alt F2, press R, return, and it will restart the Cinnamon desktop for you. So that's all you have to do there. So going back into the themes, you can pick whichever themes you want to download, and you can change it by popularity. So if I go for this new mix here, I can click that button. Now obviously compare that to Mint where it works automatically, and that's a bit of a downside to Ubuntu Cinnamon, clearly a bug and something that needs to be fixed. But now that's installed, I can go here, and you can see I can go the transparent like that, and my bar's transparent. The same problem happens on the desklets. If you right click, you can choose add desklets, and you see I've got a weather desklet here, and all I have to do is click plus, and that will go onto the desktop, and it's defaulted to London. You can go into the settings, and you can change the source, and you can change the location. I don't know what the location is for where I live. You can add other optional things in here. It's not the best app in the world, but it does kind of work. Actually say it is thundering today, so that is actually accurate. And you can drag these around, so it can be somewhere like that, and you can go into the settings, and you can see the opacity. You can make it so it's a bit more solid if you want to see a bit better, like that. If you want to download more desklets, you go into here. Again, you need that fix that I suggested earlier, and then you can download any one of these. So this one, for instance. Once it's installed, go back to manage, and then you click that, click plus, and you can see CPU usage and things like that. You can remove it, right click, remove, like that. You can also remove a desklet by clicking on it and clicking the minus here. You can see that disappears. If you want to, you can do the same for panels. So you can do applets, and these are your panel applets. So for instance, we can add this one in, and when I click that, you get that view for your workspaces. You can again download more applets if you so wish. There you go, you can add weather into your toolbar as well. So click that, click plus. There you see it's now got the weather down here. That's really good. So Ubuntu Cinnamon should use that, should use Linux Mint. Well, Linux Mint doesn't have the problem with the installing the desklets and the applets, etc. that I had to do the workaround for. So if you don't want to touch that one file, then obviously Linux Mint is for you. The reason to use Ubuntu Cinnamon over Linux Mint would be if you want to stay in the same ecosystem as Ubuntu in terms of how regularly they're updated. You have the same hardware support. Yeah, you're on basically the same version numbers, so 2604. You can stay on the same long-term support. Everything's sort of aligned with the Ubuntu ecosystem. So that's one reason to stick with Ubuntu Cinnamon. There's always the snap versus Flatpak debate, and it's up to you whether you're really bothered about whether you're using snaps or not. There is one thing that you should probably know about. So what we're going to do, you can see I've got Chrome installed here, and so what we'll do is we're going to remove Firefox. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to go into the software manager and we are going to search for Firefox. Going to go into the installed settings. We're going to find Firefox here somewhere, hopefully. See, that's interesting. You can't actually find Firefox to be able to uninstall it, and this is part of the problem. So the thing is that when you install Firefox via the terminal, sudo apt install Firefox, it doesn't actually install the Debian version of Firefox. It installs the snap package instead. And you can see here, I can't even find it to be able to uninstall it. Ah, there it is. So you can see if I click here, it's the snap package. Okay, so what I'm going to do, it doesn't actually give you the option to uninstall that snap package. So it's almost as bad as Internet Explorer or Edge for Windows, in the sense that it makes it very difficult to uninstall it. If you can live with that, then it's fine. But that does feel like a forced application on you, really. You shouldn't have to use the terminal to remove these things. But that is the end of the video. Let me know what you think. Ubuntu Cinnamon, I think it was quite a good operating system. It's perfect if you want to stay on Ubuntu but you don't want Wayland, and you quite like the Cinnamon desktop. It works. Would I use it over Mint? I don't know. They're much of a muchness. They both work quite well. There are a couple of things I don't like about Ubuntu, but then there's probably a couple of things I don't like about Mint as well. And that is the end of the video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time on Everyday Linux User.